morning, Eastern North Carolina. It's March 18th. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm adaure achumba. The cold temperatures the last few days giving way to a much warmer weekend. Let's go straight now to meteorologist Matt Callahan, who's in the Storm Track 12 Weather Center with a first look at your forecast. We're learning the downtown Raleigh apartment complex that burned down Thursday night was inspected more than 50 times before. The latest inspection was just on Monday. Now the investigation into what sparked the fire is underway. Here's reporter Jonah Kaplan with more on the construction company who owned the building and the pending investigation. Now, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives will help with the investigation. The ATF estimates the total loss of the multi-level building is more than $12 million. And the heat from the fire damaged several nearby buildings. Investigators evaluated those buildings for safety Friday to determine if people living there can return home. The American Red Cross is helping families temporarily displaced from the neighboring apartment complexes. The group is providing food and water as well as mental help for those affected. The Raleigh community is banding together, dropping off meals to responders at the scene. New this morning in Pamlico County, a 3-year-old is recovering after swallowing adult medication containing opioid. The child is transported to Carolina East Medical Center after calls to 911. The child's mother, Virginia Elizabeth Humphrey, is now under arrest, charged with felony child abuse, and issued a $30,000 secured bond. First responders arrived at 242 Longleaf Drive in Reelsboro after a 911 call around 5 p.m. Friday that the child, a 3-year-old child, had possibly taken adult medication. Now, the mother had initially denied the medication contained any opioid, but investigators found that to be. Another fire in our state is blazing. Firefighters from the U.S. Forest Service responded to a wildfire at the south end of Linville Gorge Thursday. The fire covered 35 acres, but winds Friday compounded the situation. Crews set backfires on the south side to protect homes and property in the area. They didn't know what started the fire. Several groups of college students on spring break had to change their hiking plans at the last minute. Rangers shut down the trails and the east entrance, and the fire hasn't crossed over the Linville River. North Carolina judges issued partial victories to both Republican legislators and Governor Roy Cooper over laws designed to undercut his powers. The judicial panel threw out laws limiting his authority in carrying out elections. A majority of 3 judges also upheld the new law subjecting Cooper's cabinet secretaries to formal confirmation by a majority of the state Senate. The rulings by the panel of trial court are likely to be appealed. A North Carolina teen is under arrest after police say he murdered his mother in 2015. Cary police say Arnav Upalapati made the initial 911 call saying his mother was dead in the garage. Officers have not said how he allegedly killed his mother. Neighbors say the woman was getting ready to celebrate her 52nd birthday when she was killed. At least 6 JCPenney stores will be closing in our state. The company released a list of more than 130 department stores it plans to close. This is part of a previously announced plan to reduce the amount of stores as the industry deals with some challenges. The stores will begin sales starting in April and ending in June. More than 5,000 employees sadly will be impacted. Penny will continue to operate nearly 900 stores. None of the stores in our area are closing. The move follows similar store closures announced by Macy's and Sears. Coming up, a terse meeting between President Trump and a very critical ally, Germany's Angela Merkel. Now, the parley may not have moved the needle on their relationship. And Ariel Epstein has the latest on basketball mania at the NCAA tournament.
That trend into the weekend.
I like the sound of the warmth and rain, not what we had last week.
No, quite a different story.
Very big difference. All right, well, take a look at this. Tourists and a BBC camera crew had to run for their lives. This video captures them sprinting for safety as Sicily's Mount Etna erupts nearby. That's an incredible video. Well, still to come, President Trump's meeting with U.S. ally Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel, revealing signs of a patchy friendship. And live streaming of our newscast is available on your computer and mobile devices. Just click on the live streaming link. You're watching News Channel 12 Weekend Edition. Paris airport authorities say Orly Airport had to be evacuated and all flights redirected after a man was shot dead after seizing a weapon from a soldier guarding the site. An airport authority official says flights to and from Orly are being redirected to Charles de Gaulle Airport. The official said thousands of people are being evacuated. French media reports say the man seized the weapon and tried to flee before being shot. And a busy end to the week for President Trump after a series of meetings on domestic issues. The president hosted a world leader who he once vocally criticized. ABC's Karen Chevers has details from the White House. Still to come this morning, your Sports Minute update with Ariel Epstein. Now, changes in our weather forecast will have you pleased it's not bitterly cold anymore, at least. Meteorologist Matt Callahan is in the Storm Track 12 Weather Center with a first look at your forecast.
Well, good.
Now, staying on the subject of driving, if you're hitting the road this weekend for St. Patrick's Day related celebrations, make sure you have a plan to get home safely. News Channel 12's Nicole Griffin talked to police officers in Jacksonville about the Booze It or Lose It campaign. Jacksonville police recommend you download a ride app or save the number of a taxi company in your phone before you head out drinking. One of America's most important allies visited the White House Friday, but President Trump could not avoid questions about his widely disputed charge that President Obama spied on him during the campaign. ABC's Stephanie Ramos explains it's a claim that has now echoed across the Atlantic. New figures from the Transportation Department show 2016 was an all-time high for air travel. U.S. airlines carried a record-breaking number of 823 million passengers last year. That's more than a 3% growth from 2015, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. The record was anticipated as airlines have continued to show growth since the recession. And thousands of tourists and Dubliners dressed in leprechaun costumes and brave Gussie wins to watch the annual St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin, Ireland. This parade is the largest of dozens in that country and forms the centerpiece of a four-day festival marking the start of Ireland's tourist season. The spectacle was heavy on artistic flair and worldwide connections, featuring marching bands from all over, including Illinois, Indiana, Oregon, and Washington. St. Patrick's Day celebrations held worldwide from Sydney to San Francisco.
Wait.
All right, so pull out those umbrellas and Wellington boots and go outside if you want to.
That's right. Yes, be very careful because there is going to be a good bit of showers throughout the day and the roadways will be wet and we'll likely see some ponding on those roads.
All right, thanks, Matt. Well, we'll have much more for you right after this quick break. The nursery is supposed to be the safest place for babies and toddlers, but a recent report shows that many little ones still suffer injuries associated with products aimed at specifically small children. Kim Hutchison explains in today's Health Minute. A small-town icon is stolen and then it's mysteriously returned. In a story reporter Jeremy Ruff describes as corny, in today's Take a Look at This. That's all we have. Good Morning America is next.